Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is the daily news, so let's get started. Let's claim some of the free stuff. This Champs Appreciation stuff's going on all month. That's pretty cool. Day one was like TP and I believe coin, if I'm not mistaken. We got 100,000 shards here on day two. Yeah, I'm down with this. That's really cool. So we have a whole month of it, so I really like that. It's a new MLC. Of course, previews and stuff yesterday. I was really busy. I didn't get to the news, so this is kind of like a start of the month kind of daily news. Make sure you're claiming your Blitz ticket daily. Super important. Gets you Prizewall currency, 100 each day. So you definitely want to do that. Let's see what else we got free to claim. Obviously, you want to claim your McCool poster. Also, a tip for free to play people on the McCool poster. If you wait for next week to level her, oh heck yeah, Dom shards, let's freaking go. I love Dom, sorry. If you wait till next week and get the pack on the prize wall that has the McCool shards, you can fuse her up and save yourself a significant amount of evolve tokens, because this first evolve is behind 1,000 tokens, right? And the fuse for her at 2-star gold, it goes to 2-star gold, so you can skip the silver and the gold fuse up if you wait for that pack. And of course, if you're free to play, those tokens can end up making the difference between another level up or not. So definitely make sure and wait to do that, right? So that's a little kind of little tip. Make sure you're doing your stip tour daily. Also of note, along the stip tour lines, because of daylight savings time in the US, it resets an hour earlier than it has been. Not sure if that'll get changed or what, but just be aware of that, right? As long as we're covering some stuff. Another thing, with the limited prize wall being so good, if you do really decent in your solo milestones, you can get to enough to get a medallion to get tokens, right? So if you go into your let's go to the solo here. Solo contest. Get everything you can done, right, during the week to get as far as you can. And the first milestone that has it is 45,000, which is not that far away, right? So fairly easy to get to. And then if you go to your store and you go to here, you can change it in for 1,000 tokens. Now, if that's the difference between getting one of the huge plates or not, that's a huge deal, right? Very, very well worth it. I'll definitely do a video probably tomorrow on all of the different prize walls. We'll look at the armory currency. I'll give my breakdowns thought on all of those. We might glance at them quickly today and do a quick gloss over. We'll see how long the news is, right? But I'll do a proper prize wall evaluation, breakdown, and all of that and stuff. Titan Striker Day today. So you're using your showboats. Make sure you're doing. Oh wow! Ho ho ho! Let's freaking go! Powerhouse. Yeah, we are all in on that. Let's I haven't claimed my daily yet, I hope. Yeah, there we go. I need my Titan currency. So Powerhouse wildcard is definitely something I am in the want for. Let's go back. Oops, go back there. On this account, in particular, the Powerhouse. On this account. So I'm also going to do a video this week on hype. And kind of like, it's been around for a while now, kind of like my, I guess, definitive hype video. At this point, how I feel about hype, what you should get, what you should spend on, what you should be doing every day, that kind of thing. And also, I kind of like this pig boy, but I do like keeping my currency. So where I close to the 90,000 in case there's a specific wild card I'm after in particular. And I'm not, my pig boy is going to be a while before I level him up, so I'm not going to snag that today. But he is getting close to tier 3, so it is actually no, you know what? I am. One more and he gets to tier 3, so I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna do that. It's more efficient than wildcard, but you can put wildcard wherever you want, right? So kind of a double-edged sword. So a ton of events going on. The most important one is going to be your faction contest right here, your faction tour. Not this one. Yes, this one. So you get this by defeating the boss on the Blitz, right? Every Blitz you win 2,000 points, claim your daily Blitz ticket, and do all of that, because if your faction gets into any of these bonus milestones, can make a huge difference for what you can get on this amazing prize wall. Did a video on that today. We'll talk about it some in here. The prize wall is fan freaking tastic, the limited time. So you kind of need to do all of your stuff, and hopefully your faction does. Of course, if you buy starter packs, it helps more, because you get more Blitz tickets. Every Blitz also gives you 100 tokens, so very important. So yeah, that's the big one. There's also talent up going on for feud. As far as the events go, new armory. We can take a look at that real quick. Eddie's not good. Um, moment if you get all the way to here, and let's see, there's a plate here, random strap, get some tier 6 medals right there, which is always nice. Medallion metal bits and stuff, 6-star, 6, Eddie, 6-star gold, that kind of stuff. As far as the bonus milestones, you get a yellow reinforced plate and one of these chests to get a 6-star gold, right there. So if you can get there, that's pretty cool. And then the final one, which you have to do a lot of spending to get to, has probably my favorite plate in the game right now, the Rainbow Crossfire. Love that plate. Love it. And all the people it can go on. A lot of characters that are very good that I enjoy using personally, right? So those are the big ones. Oh, also solo contest if you're in the top league, or the leagues that have access to it. I don't think I am yet. Let's double check. Or am I now? I have 50 milestones. I do. Holy crap. If somehow I can max the solo MLC, now I can get the 6-star silver, whatchamacallit here? McCool, which was massive on any account, right? So very big deal. It also gives you access to 4 tokens in case the prize wall, the plate has a good, the prize wall has a good plate, right? So that's definitely worth noting, in the solo milestones, right? So I love that they do that. Actually, that's one of my favorite things they do with the MLC, to be honest. So that's one change that I don't know if people talk about enough, that I particularly love, because a lot of times the freebie has a really good training ability, and saving those tokens and stuff is quite big. Yeah, so I hope I can max the MLC. Or I think last month it would have been very close, on the free to play, and it keep getting better and better each month, so we can hope. So yeah, those are the events that are going on for the actual like contests themselves. And then you got the feud prep talent up for feud, so do that. 2 days left on that. Kickoff tour, we talked about one, and the weekly one is just doing your tours and such, right? All of that. So yeah, how am I doing? I haven't done any of my tours yet on the free to play. So I got a fat 0, which I'm gonna fix today. I'm gonna auto a bunch of stuff while I'm doing other things, right? The Hall of Fame tour and the kickoff tour all need to be done. The kickoff one in particular in the next 2 days. So we have 2 days for the Eddie tour. Yeah, I don't let's see, do I have Eddie even? What do I have him at? Yeah, I don't even have him on my account, the free to play, because I haven't got him yet. So I'm gonna have to try and finagle my way into some more armory currency. Hopefully I don't have to spend it some, but I might have to spend some to get there to unlock Eddie, and then I have to level him up to try and get him to where he can get those Dom shards if I want them. And I do want them, because I love Dom. Anyway, so there's that. 2 days on the Eddie tour, 2 days on the kickoff tour. Kickoff tour is super important, and get that done sooner rather than later. Being a bad example here. The recap tour, you got a month on this, right? So no rush. But all the CSS you have end up being nice if you have them. The easier ones are, lower ones are easier characters, and at the end you get hype currency, so that can help with getting black if you have some of them. So that was, this is Smash and, oh gosh, Elba Fire. And the other one was Black and Rusev. And then this one, Camp Champions, is going to be some zombies. Sheamus and Braun Breaker, right? On the normal. And then the hard, it's the same. Hard will be like I'm assuming it's Penta and, yep, Penta and Naomi on hard, and that would make Hell, Bliss and Jacob, right? And the same thing for all of these with the earlier MLCs. You can still do them if you don't have them, and they are worth doing because the bottom rewards is actually pretty good too. So you want to make sure you do all those tours during this month, but you have all month, so no rush there. The weekly kickoff technician, right, is with Cody, and there of course is the loot coin in hard mode, right? So you want to do that. Hell mode is going to have Rey Mysterio shards, so you want to get there if you can. It's nice that they let these go all month. Very, very nice, because you don't need to rush to do these nodes, because you don't really get a lot of faction points there. It's just solo points. So during the week before Friday to get your faction points in, you just need to do normal and hard, which is quite nice. The showboat one is showboat solo Sokoa. Otherwise, I think it's open to any showboat. Yep, so no issues there. And then Powerhouse, we have a Relentless KO, and then it's just open to any Powerhouse. So those are great. And then these are the paid subscription ones. Those are on a weekly timer that reset. So that's those. The Champs Dynasty Victory Tours, you know, if you get Eddie, if you get Ray or Dom, they're already up. So there's that. Showdown going on. Yeah, typical showdown, right? You want to do these to get all of the Dom shards. You want to max it out. And there are some rewards in the chesticles. The top reward has these, you know, these like I say all the time, I like having them there. It's nice to have them there, but they're not worth spending for. So in my particular league, I have access to these, and you usually don't get posters, to be honest, very rarely, if at all. But some of the shards can be useful in the currency and stuff, and there's a couple good plates in there, so I wouldn't mind some of the plates, right? I think they're a nice addition for free, but not worth spending for. No traps here, so you can just claim this all the time, like all the time. There are some boosts in the showdown. There's no bonus like event for it, so it's just doing the showdown, so you can kind of use whoever. But there's a lot. There's some MP boosts with Vader, Ron Simmons Hall of Fame, Kevin Owens Relentless, Solo Sokoa. And then Yeti Guerrero has 10 starting MP, and his submissions do 200% more damage. The submission, if it's a buff, could be really, really big. I don't know. I haven't used him. I don't plan on using him in this showdown because it's not required. But those are the ones worth noting. And if it works like a buff, then that will be huge. His submission will do hard. Go hard. I'm assuming it does work that way without playing it, because that's how the move and gem damages work when they're like this. They're multiplicative instead of additive. So Eddie's sub should do very well if that's the case, right? I'm just going to knock out a showdown match real quick to get my energy ticking while we're in here. And we're going to use Zombie Black because he has a good promoter. And then Showboat right here. Okay, let's go. I think he's set up. I already had him set up from doing the... Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. Just want to get my one win in and get it ticking. I'll use Zombie Black almost exclusively for Showdown because he's gold in Hype 3. And yeah, it's fine. Really, actually pretty quick. That's why I like using him, because he's pretty quick. So, for my account, right? And I have a 150 promoter on him, which is still my best on the free-to-play. All right, now that we got that done, we'll keep moving on. So that's Showdown. And the boost this is, right? But nothing you need to worry about. This is an open showdown. You can use whoever you want, which is actually rather nice. I do hate that now they force you to claim the rewards unless you force close the app. I would prefer to be able to choose when I claim them, so I find that really annoying, actually. While we're on subject of things here, right? Anything of note in the showdown store for me? Oh, Aftershock. I don't have one of those. I don't think I need one. I might look at to see if I want that on Gunther. Actually, we're gonna buy that. 145k. I'm saving up for the big plates when they get in here, because they're gonna be quite useful. Anyway, yeah. So wrong tab, right? This is, yeah, no, that was the right tab. Brain not working. So what else do we got left? The kickoff blitz, super easy. McCool, you can auto it, but don't use on Tiffany the multiply move. That will be bad, right? Very, very bad. Tiffany reverses it and will kill you. So just don't use the multiply move if you're autoing it, because the AI will use it and that will screw up your run. So just a note there. Faction feud this week, of course, with feud talent up and all of that jazz there here. So it's Dirty Dom on the top row. And then the line bonuses are, you know, as general, kind of weak. Like, I wish they would change this up. Let's see what we get for these. These can be more exciting. We have Leech Effect. This one I always enjoy. So I do like the Leech and Bleed effects when they put them in. They're substantial. So that's cool. But it's 100% crossbreak reinforced. We got traps, leeches, red gems, and purple gems at 50%. The rest at 100%. Decent steel cage boost. So Mexico link in here. And yeah, that's requirements not met. Not looking good for me because I don't have a single silver. So, although I haven't been able to fill a middle lane yet, I think, so it's not really a surprise. But yeah, it's 50% cross break and one universal MP, and then fill bonus on the bottom lane, 50% reinforce, one move charge to green, 10 and 20% war score, etc. So there's that. Yeah, pretty straightforward. When the CSS and stuff comes out, I'll let you guys know what I know, unless it's already in the blog and I just didn't look at it. I didn't see it posted on Discord. So yeah, we covered Speed Tour. So that's all the tours. So now let's look at some of the kind of the highlights here. Let's take a look at the, just kind of glance through these. The gear loots. Let's see if they brought any new stuff in that I recognize right off. I really want this gear on Mherex. Free to play has it, funny enough. These gear loots are great when you hit the good gears. I don't know that anything new cycled in this month, though. Doesn't look like anything new cycled in this month in the gear loot. Vaquer gear, definitely not in there. So titles, let's see what titles are in there. I got some crossfire, some flurry, some reinforce. There's the rainbow crossfire. And the rainbow flurries. Rainbow transfusion. Visceral visage, Kofi's world. I don't rainbow explosion, which is cool. Frankie punks. Yeah. So that looks good. That looks fine. Ministry plate, green piper. That's pretty good on the titles. And then let's see what's moments. Looks pretty straightforward there. And then let's see if we got cycled any new moments in. The Dom one cycled in, the new one this month, so that's cool. See if any of last month's are in here as well. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, maybe they're gonna drag behind another month. So yeah, there's that. Let's take a look at the briefcase loot. See what the briefcases look like this month. Oh wow. Not that you're probably ever gonna hit the featured, but I mean, Axe in there. That's like winning the lottery. Drew, Kofi, Mercy, Sherry. Sherry's great. So anyway, we won't look too hard at the featured, but it's Haku with gear too. What the heck? All right. Yeah, so that's really good. Super rare is more obtainable at 2%, right? For sure. So super rare, you may hit some of those. Featured is, 0.11%. It's like 1 in 1,000 pulls, I think. Yeah, 1 in 1,000 pulls. Super rare is 2%, so 1 in 50. So a mega, you're gonna get maybe 1. So there's definitely some good stuff in there, but hard to get, right? But definitely some solid stuff. And then most of it's shards, though, probably. Some interesting shards, okay. I mean, it's a key loot, right? You can't expect a ton necessarily. Very rare. We got El Grande, Ilya, Trish, DK Cena, Woods, Indy. I mean, this is pretty good for very rare. Not that you're probably going to hit them, but it is still pretty good, but it's very diluted. And then there's shards too. And these are generally the ones that you have much better chance at hitting in here in the uncommon and the common, although the headliners are typically hard to get. Dusty in there. That's kind of cool, right? So, yeah, I mean, definitely stuff to potentially look forward to people, but don't count on it. Key loot's mostly to hit shards, right? Um, you want to hit those shards, so it's fine. It is what it is. And then while we're in the loot, let's just take a look at the kickoff loot. These are the same basically every month, right? Um, 3 guaranteed mega rares on a 40 pull. So like your odds are slim, right? It just is what it is. So there's not really a lot to talk about in here. You know, getting her gold is going to be very beneficial, sure. Let's see like what else like really stands out. Um Ray Phoenix, Bionic Redneck. Yeah. So I mean it's not really great. Mega Rare will give you some Vader and Hall of Fame Ron shards though. Three sets of those is what you're most likely to get. So that's okay. And then Super Rare is KO or Solo. Neither are really super impactful anymore in my opinion. You can use KO some in Titan. You're always going to be able to talk about KO anytime there's potential damage stuff. So you can use KO to load people to come in with his stuff when they don't blow up the board. You can hot tag with KO and stuff in the second slot and give him another go. So he's kind of interesting in Titan, but not really. Like he's not really my flavor though, so that's not surprising. Very rare is decent. Some well, Austin with the backpack. Actually, there's a build for him I finally like now with the backpack. Muda, really good. So yeah, there's definitely some highlight stuff in here, but low odds. But it's not terrible for a kickoff loot. And then they sprinkle in a lot of these chase shards down here, right? Where you're like, ooh, some of those are quite juicy, usually, but really hard to hit. Yeah, like 250 axe just chilling in here with all this other stuff kind of sticks out. Very low odds, right? Swoggle, Birdman, Haku, like Sherry, right? Kamala. There's some, those ones are just kind of like, and then 250 Drew. Those are bait. That's bait. That's what I call that. Anyway, it's the normal kickoff, so it's fine. We'll check out some offers, and then we'll just kind of look through some of the prize walls, and we'll call that a daily news. I will do a proper prize wall breakdown. As far as offers go, I don't like the energy for this event. You guys know that. I do like the backstage pass a lot. I think that's a great offer, with a lot of value across the board, right? 100% gem damage tech strap in there. Nothing wrong with that. You get the bag with the potential for those, and you get pulls every day with it if you go into the portal and do your daily claim as that too. So no issues with that. Yeah, I don't care. I don't like these resource ones at all. Not a fan of those. Not a fan of these kickoff ones, but I mean, if 300 were to get you a plate, that might be worth 20 bucks, but I don't like them, right? At all. The kickoffs are what they are. Yeah, this one gives you the half off prize wall and all of that stuff, which is potentially very useful. A bunch more blitz tickets, a bunch of tour perks, right? So, this month in particular with the open prize wall and all of that, I do think it's a good bang for your buck, as well. And let me see if I can grab a screenshot from somebody while going into this. Um, for the half off prize wall, because it also gives you that. You know, somebody in faction chat mentioned it somewhere yesterday. if you want to see the half off wall, I should have done that ahead of time, but I just kind of blanked on it. So I apologize for the dead time. That one's super blurry. All right, copy. I need to save the image, save, and let me just. File wasn't available on site. What? There we go. Maybe. Well, that's freaking weird. Discord having issues? This is never a problem otherwise. Huh. Let me screenshot it. I'll do this a different way. All right. And then I'll drop it in. Save. Boom. Okay. Here we go. A little bit blurry, but it is what it is. Let's kind of go in here and look to on this dynasty wall, right? So that's some of them, and there's a couple more that aren't there. 4 more that aren't there, it looks like. I'll get that screenshot real quick too. Those, and then so it actually is a really good limited or half off wall this month, in my opinion. Very good assortment of shards. Last month's kind of sucked. I thought this month's looks a lot better to me. And then with how good the kickoff wall is, I think they did a much better job of incentivizing people to purchase that starter pack this month. So Sensational Sherry, Coco Beware, 300 of each of those. Vader 300, Hall of Fame Ron 300. You got Haku 300, Kamala 300. They're all 300. I can quit saying 300. Axe, Kofi, Drew McIntyre, Swoggle, Haku, Kamala, Sherry, Coco, right? So yeah, that's a pretty good half off wall. That's what the half off wall looks like. So you know, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Plus, if you buy it on the portal, I think it tallies up to 2,300 currency for the limited time prize wall as well. So I do think that is good value. These also have decent value as well. As you get some more blitz tickets. You don't get the half off wall though, so it's not really as good. And this is a very expensive price. I understand that. Don't like the hype offers. Hate them. Absolutely hate them. Do your free baggy claim, and yeah, I think that's it for offers. So a couple other things just of note we will cover is back to the store. As far as the not half off prize wall, there's some okay stuff in here, right? Like, I'm particularly interested in the smash shards because they're very hard to get for evolving him. So that's really the big winner for me on the free to play. As far as Mherex is concerned, like my main account, these are nothing good there. For him, I just stick with Econ on these, pretty much on Mherex. Now on the free to play, you know, I always get the props, for sure. That's a must, 100%. And I'll do a proper breakdown on that. But props is one thing I always get. And then the Evolve pack for tokens I usually will get on the free to play, not on Mherex usually. But yeah, the big one for me on the free to play is Smash. If this recruits people for you though, these are nice shard quantities. Mercy's really good if you still don't have him and you were playing when he came out. Been a long time since they offered KO shards, and here's 500, so I think a lot of people will be interested in that. NOD Rock, if you have shards, you know, pretty solid pricing on these for the most part. So yeah, I think it's even fair to say it's a good not half off price wall, right? Now, for the limited one, I did a whole prize wall breakdown on this. This thing is absolutely nuts. I'll say it again. If you don't have any of these 4 plates, these 3, and this one, don't even look at the posters, in my opinion. Like, these are the ticket. If I could only take one, I would take the Rainbow Crossfire, just because of the wide range of people you can use it on, that you likely have paid or free to play, that it's amazing on. So like, and it's currently my favorite plate in the game, I would say. So yeah. But you can watch my whole prize wall breakdown on that. But this limited time wall is insane. There's 1 day, 20 hours left. Again, remember that tip where you can exchange, if you get to 42,000, your token for 1,000 more of these. And this is why it's so important for your faction to get the kickoff stuff. Also why it's a advantage to buy the starter pack this month in particular. You can potentially come away with a couple plates if your faction gets a lot of the stuff done on top of it. So yeah, that's really great. This is pretty cool, to be honest. Maxine for 2, that's what my free to play is looking at pretty hard. Is that right there. I'm looking at Maxine. I don't care about the Barber's Blades, and this isn't as big a deal because it's random. So I'm really looking at Maxine. Dusty is a sub coach, so I will think about it on the free to play, but I'm already starting to move past the point where I have to use a ton of subs. So yeah. But yeah, that looks really good. Armory, Julia gear is amazing. High quantity shards if you're a higher end player, that are quite useful. So these are worth holding on for, all 4 of these, to your armory currency to see if you get there. These are really overpriced. And I'll do a proper prize wall breakdown on this too. These feel overpriced to me too. And then these are okay. And this feels overpriced. Man, this is almost good on no one these days, but you know, a plate's a plate. But yeah, it's specific to green gems. That's the problem. And 8 silence is a lot. Blasting off pretty expensive at 300k, right? I do like the 500 shard pricing this month, and then Julia gear. 249 is a lot harder to get though. Now, there are random Hall of Fame straps in here. They are super expensive though. This would be like a good chunk of your month, so I don't think the straps are worth it even if it is Hall of Fame, but I'll talk more about that in my prize wall breakdown. So yeah, it looks like a solid month. It does look like the gear stuff didn't rotate over quite as much. But it was also zombie month, so I guess it makes sense that there's no moment from last month because it was zombie month, and there's no gear because it was zombie month. And Vicaire was Halloween stuff, so I'm assuming that's going to be special. So that does make sense, but all in all, it looks fine. A lot of stuff going on. Get your blitzes done, do your faction tours, all that jazz, and I'll see you tomorrow for the news, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the support. It's a big deal, and I don't thank you guys enough, so thank you for that. Other than that, remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. And thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out there. It's actually a pretty solid start to the month with the stuff going on. See how it continues into Black Friday and all that. And the Tekken, I'm assuming Tekken crossover. It looks like Tekken, so Tekken crossover.